Good morning, Community Police Service, Commanding Officer of the Regiment, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. Like most residents, we're prepared for the 111th Cup Match Classic. And no matter which team you're supporting and hoping will triumph over the other in this fierce but friendly rivalry, we can take solace that the men and women of the Bermuda Police Service, Bermuda Regiment, Bermuda Fire and Rescue Service, and our community partners stand ready to ensure that if needed, they will be there by land and by sea. As you are aware, the Bermuda Police Service and Bermuda Regiment will continue their extremely successful maritime patrolling initiative. The intent behind this partnership is to allow for the regiment to provide assistance on inshore maritime security using their boat troop. This was a role that was exclusively carried out by the Bermuda Police Service, and it now represents another example of how our team is working together to secure our community. Representatives from both agencies will highlight their combined plan for the holiday weekend. By now, many of you have seen some of the public service announcements for the Respect campaign while viewing the 2012 Summer Olympics. And for those who have not yet had the opportunity, you can do so during the televised cricket game or on the Ministry of National Security's YouTube channel by following the link on our government portal page. This initiative was designed to promote the basic concepts of human behavior and to reinforce some of the fundamental tenets of strong communities. These simple but powerful images highlight, inspire, and remind us to respect each other, our communities, and our favorite sports teams. The Cup Match holiday is one of those times we celebrate our family, friends, and freedom. In closing, I'd like to thank in advance the men and women of the Bermuda Police Service, Bermuda Regiment, Bermuda Fire and Rescue Service, and our community partners for everything that they will do to keep our island safe. To the players, remember that your loyal fans are watching, especially Somerset. And finally, I wish each of you a safe and secure holiday as we come together to celebrate Emancipation Day and Summer's Day and the spirit of Cup Match. Thank you very much.
This press conference today, as has been mentioned from the police side of things, is an opportunity to advise the public in a number of matters to ensure a peaceful and safe time over this year's Cup Match holiday weekend. The purpose of the press conference is to flesh out some of the details of how we will police the Cup Match weekend using high visibility patrols in partnership with the Bermuda Reserve Police and with the Bermuda Regiment. On the high visibility patrols, the Bermuda Police will be conducting high visibility patrols throughout the long weekend, starting Wednesday night right through to Sunday, with the aim of making Bermuda safer. In line with our strategic intents of dealing with guns, gangs, drugs and violence reduction, the Bermuda Police Service are intent on deterring those members of the public that might seek to disrupt the holiday with acts of violence and criminality. Police patrols, assisted by our colleagues from the Bermuda Reserve Police, will be paying particular attention to the incidents of public disorder, weapons possession and public drug misuse. Those persons who are not deterred by the presence of the police and commit these offences can expect to be promptly arrested and placed before the courts. On the partnership approach, this year, in addition to our partnership with the Bermuda Reserve Police and private security at the Somerset Cricket Ground and at the Beach Fest, for instance, the BPS will be building on our existing partnership with the Bermuda Regiment. For the past few years, the Bermuda Regiment has been assisting police patrols on the water. And this year, we'll be extending that partnership to land patrols. Our officers, along with Bermuda Regiment troops, will be doing reassurance patrols through the grounds at Somerset Cricket Club and at Horseshoe Bay around the outside of the Beach Fest party, which will have its own security within the grounds of that particular party. This is not the first time that the Bermuda Regiment has assisted with land patrols. They have been used in the past for the Bermuda Day Parade, and I'm sure that the Colonel will elaborate a little bit more on that. At the cricket club, we will be there throughout the 2 days of play in high numbers. We will also be having a visible police presence throughout the Somerset area and the Horseshoe Bay area because of the large events that will be going on all through the day and through the nighttime period. And we will be aggressively policing the dockyard area due to the fact that there will be cruise ships in, and we'll be looking at a large amount of the public there, and we will be putting a lot of police patrols into that area as well as the rest of the island. We will be, of course, out on the water. All of our boats will be in the water and be fully manned by our marine unit, and with the assistance of the Reserve Police and the Bermuda Regiment there too. I'd like to talk a little about loud music. We appreciate that there will be a lot of parties, a lot of private parties during the cup match period, and we would ask that the public please be mindful of your neighbours, be mindful of other members of the public who might not necessarily want to be part of your party into the early hours of the day, and have some consideration in the volume of the music that you play. You don't want the police to have to come and ask you to turn it down, and we certainly have more pressing matters of public safety to deal with than to be coming to disturb your party because you've got the music up so loud that it's disturbing your neighbourhood. So we're really just asking for some consideration on that. And our final message this year is just to encourage patience, tolerance, caution, and a little good old-fashioned common sense to help the Bermuda Police Service to do our job and to keep Bermuda safe. We appeal to the public, and particularly to those persons in the community who are involved in violent crime or have friends and family involved in violent crime, to think about the cup match holiday and what it means to their community, and not to spoil these events for their friends, family, and the Bermuda community as a whole. On behalf of the Commissioner of Police, I wish the entire community a pleasant, enjoyable, and safe cup match holiday.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Superintendent Weeks. During the cup match period, members of the regiment will once again be working with partners with their colleagues from the Bermuda Police Service. During the summer months, the public are quite used to seeing our boat troop working with the police marine section by providing assistance on those waterways. This year, the regiment will be seen on land providing a similar public service. This, of course, is not unusual, as the regiment have been seen at numerous civic events over the years, certainly like May 24th and perhaps even Labor Day. And although on a much larger scale, our counterparts in the UK forces are currently working with their police counterparts in London, providing security at the London Olympic Games. Members of our operational support unit have volunteered to work this holiday weekend. They have trained through the year to provide assistance at public events, and by working with the police will be afforded the unique opportunity to work alongside experienced professionals, understanding the best ways to diffuse and deconflict potential issues from escalating and causing a disturbance to the general public. Before authorized to conduct this operation, our soldiers have received additional training so they are capable of providing the necessary assistance to their police counterparts. Our primary role is to simply assist the police while they conduct reassurance patrols. Joint operations with the police are going to be a more frequent occurrence as the regiment develops its maritime presence. We are excited that our training will ever increasingly be used for operational matters outside of disaster relief and ceremonial roles. To be a member of the boat troop or operational support unit, one must volunteer. We are grateful to these soldiers who have decided to forego holiday plans and want to ensure that the greater population enjoys a safe cup match. Thank you very much.
Questions? May I start with you, Colonel?
Sure.
I think there was a move afoot to get powers passed on to regiment soldiers so that it would have some authority when they dealt with bad behaviour. Has any steps been made yet on that?
Not right now for this operation. We are totally happy to work along with the police, and certainly I'll let Mr. Weeks explain what authorities they have, and certainly we will have working alongside them.
And in the future?
In the future, absolutely. As you know, there is certainly some aspiration to take over the maritime role down the road, and certainly we're working on what sort of legislative changes, not just the legal aspect of powers of arrest, but other legislative changes will be required for us to take over that role.
How long do you think that will take?
We're working on it right now, actually.
Thank you.
How many volunteers are you talking about?
I think we've got about 12, something like that, 12 or so, but I think we've got 6 working on each shift. So I think maximum you're going to see per shift, about 6.
Not including boat troop, though.
Not including boat troop, yeah.
In total, how many people from the regiment?
I'm going to say 20, about 20.
Well, Ciola, let's put it this way. I'll just give out what I've heard generally. Generally, I've heard that there will be some movement of people across the bridge to enjoy the Cup Match holiday from Central to West. It's not anticipated that it will be antagonistic. It's just expected that some people will want to cheer on their favorite teams, and what we expect and what we're asking is that everybody act civilly and just have a good time. However, should things escalate, the police do have enough intelligence and manpower, strength on the ground, to dampen down anything that would be antagonistic or illegal. But we're planning for the worst, but expecting the best from people on this Cup Match holiday.
Yesterday, people made it, well, we talked about underage drinking. I'm not sure if I've missed it on the record, but in recent years, I haven't seen any establishment ever brought up on charges for that.
Okay, let me be more specific. We had a problem last year, it is well known, at Beach Fest, where young people were drinking underage. We established that that was not, they did not purchase those drinks from any vendors at the, at the beach. They brought their own in, containers and by other means, coolers. This year, the police have already spoken with the organizers, and they are not allowing people to take coolers to the beach. They're not allowed to take their own beverages to the beach. So we don't anticipate we'll have the same repeat of what went on last year at Beach Fest.
Okay,
so that was a venue I was told about. I didn't hear about any other venue.
But not to single out establishments, but there's underage drinking on Front Street every night.
Well, I'm not aware of it specifically, but I do know that with the training that CARTA is providing and with what the police patrols have disclosed, we have not discovered any underage drinking. Are often supplied drinks by older people. So older people will buy drinks and hand them off to younger people. That's normally the way things go. In addition, some young people are very enterprising, and they, especially when they come back from the United States, have gotten false ID. So when they flash the ID, they're carded. It shows that they're older than they actually are. That's the normal run of things. I don't believe that there's any epidemic of underage drinking. However, I'm certain that the police will be vigilant, and now that you've made us aware, I would hope that parents warn their children to not drink while underage and to not encourage or to discourage adults from buying them drinks. I think that's how most of them get the liquor.
Thank you.
Yes.
2 questions for you. Very coming into myself, a large quantity of drugs we see is in the post office labeled Cup Match drugs. You can give me...
All I can say is your information is probably better than mine, though I have heard rumors. I'll leave it like that.
One last question. Tomorrow, prison officers are supposed to protest or have somewhat of an industrial action anywhere on that?
No, it's not my specific area, but I haven't been to it. I don't know.
It's justice.
Yeah, it's justice, yes, not my area of expertise.
I will make contact with the minister. Thank you.
Yes.
So you mentioned a restriction on coolers and drink containers being allowed on the beach at Beach Fest.
Yes.
Does that pertain just to the Wednesday night concert, or does it also affect the Thursday day activities?
When people are going to the beach freely, they're not restrained from taking whatever they want to, in coolers. But the big concern is when you get an organized event, all of the people the same peer age, young, underage, that's when it's problematic. When they go there specifically to get, blind, out of their mind, drunk. And, that's the intent of some young people. That's when problems arise. That's an organized event. During the day, when people freely go to the beach with their coolers, they police themselves, and normally they use reasonable restraint.